All right, everybody, happy Tuesday. I don't know what your weather's doing. Give us a shout out, tell us where you're from. I'm very curious about that. We were talking about that this week. And we are rainy and in southeast Ohio.
Yes,
and she had torrential rains this morning.
Like the kind that you have on your rain jacket with the hood and your clothes still get soaked. That was my morning. Like we need an arc.
Yeah. I walked out here done and I went, oh, no umbrella. Why? Anyway, happy Tuesday. We are here to do DIY and stenciling with you guys. And we are Studio R12. I'm Patty.
I'm Carrie.
And we are going to talk about deepening blacks today.
You know what? It's Halloween season-ish. Mm-hmm. It's a good time to know how to do this.
Yeah, and so we released our paints and our paint samples, the paint chart here recently. We used Deco Art paint, Deco Art Americana, and then we also use Sherwin-Williams little color to go tester things for the bulk. In 2020, when Houston froze, Sherwin-Williams lost their ability to make these containers and their pumps all froze and it broke everything. And so for a year and a half, we couldn't get these sizes. So that's why it took us so long to release that. It's just like been a weird couple of years for everybody in every way. Yeah, like every way, you know?
And we keep on learning.
Yes, every day it's a new thing. So anyway, but because of this, the blacks, when you use craft paint and when you use house paint, the blacks aren't very rich. Mm-hmm. And so when you want a rich black, you know, you can pay $1 million for a specialty kind of paint, but it's just going to be super expensive. So I want to show you how to make a rich black for pennies.
Pennies, yes. And before we get started, we have a couple announcements. Ooh. We do have announcing. I feel like I'm at the principal's office announcing to the school.
Class. Here,
hello,
let's move
class.
This down.
Today, we keep doing specific lessons on techniques. Mm-hmm. And so we keep having fun conversations about what sales can we do for our friends on these days. So today we have a mystery box sale.
Oh, those are so much fun.
So good. They're such a good way
such a bonus way to get free stuff.
Yeah. Yes, and you are going to get a variety of items. Mm-hmm. We have stencils, we put surfaces in there, we put tools in there, embellishments, all kinds of things. And it's a great way to build your collection. Yeah. We've had so many people.
And it's never junk.
No.
It's never like something that, you know, we don't want, need, blah, blah, blah. It is never a junky item. It is our normal items.
Yeah. And we've had so many people tell us that they have gotten random things that they would never use, but then they send us the picture of what they painted and they love it. And that's
once you have it, you're like, oh, what can I do with that snowflake? You know, or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, it's very cool.
But today we have a sale on those. We have 4 different pricing options. They're normally $25, $50, $75, and $100. And today they are discounted to $25 worth of stuff for $20, $50 worth of stuff for $40, $75 worth for $60. And then our $100 box is marked down to $75.
So what that means is, so explain that, because I think I understand what it means.
If you decide you want the $100 box, you are going to get $100 worth of product, but you're only going to pay $75.
Ooh, that's a good discount.
Yeah. So whatever the value of the box is what value of products you'll get, but you will only have to pay the sale price for that, which is reduced.
So, okay, I think I understand. They pay, do it one more time. No, this is important. If it confuses me, it might confuse somebody else out there. Everybody give me a little oh, poor Patty.
Please give us a poor Patty. You are going to pay whatever the mark through price is for the box. Okay. You are going to get the value.
Okay, so the value of your mystery box is discounted to the lower price. So if you get the $120 mystery box,
it's $100 mystery box.
Okay, $100 mystery box.
You're going to pay $75 for it.
Okay.
And now then it's going to be but you're going to get $100 worth of products.
Nice. So extra products. Mm-hmm. Okay. We had a way that we've done a different thing, and I was remembering that way, and so I was twisted right there. I'm the twisted little sister right here. Okay.
Why don't we go ahead and get started?
Oh, come on. Okay. let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is talk about scrap Mylar. Not very long ago, so you guys, in the world of supply chain woes, you would not believe, I'm not going to go into it, but in the world of these shortages, the palette paper got discontinued. And when the palette paper got discontinued, that is what I use, because if you want to use a roller, you want to do some blending, any of that kind of stuff, you need a flat surface to do your blending on. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. I'm not going to cover those, but no palette paper. What do I use? And I walked back, and we had just had a tall porch sign sale, and we had all of these end scraps, which we normally use them for, you know, smaller stencils, cutting and all that. But I looked and I thought, well, you know, the paint does really well on here. So if I just cut these into threes, and this is a product on the website. I don't know how much it is. Yeah, she'll find it and post it. Anyway, so you just cut these, and these our stencils are reusable, and they're durable, and they're washable. And there's a video that shows you how to wash your stencils. Well, that means that this is like forever palette paper. You can totally just reuse this over and over again. You can let the paint dry on there and scrape it off. You can wash it in the sink and do all of that. But it's really nice to have a couple sheets of this around so that you have your forever thing there. I don't think I'll ever go back, even if they bring palette paper back, because then you're just throwing a sheet of paper away every single time. So I'm gonna tape this down to secure it, which I also really like. Okay, and we are going to talk today about making rich blacks. Okay, so we painted this sign last week and the live, so you can look at that on our YouTube channel. And if you go to the YouTube channel, make sure you give us a thumbs up, do a nice comment, subscribe, ring the bell so that you get notified, all of those things. But this is there, and this shows you how to create a chalky effect, and it also shows you how to change the focus by increasing the value of your color, and then by changing a color to just like a soft other color. It has a lot of really neat lessons, but one of the lessons that I wanted to show was how to get this background and how to make a rich black out of something that has fillers. We started talking about craft paints and house paints, and then I went off on my little diatribe. Both of these kinds of paints have a lot of filler in them, and when they have filler, that means that they're going to be a little bit chalkier looking. And honestly, the ones with the filler make really good chalkboard paint, so you don't ever have to buy chalkboard paint. You can just use the craft paint in matte. And this is the same exact paint. It's the Sherwin-Williams paint. And on those color charts that we went jabbering about just a little bit ago, we give you the DecoArt number and the Sherwin-Williams number, and we reference it to our number, which our number is number 28. So we put these, and this is number 28. So we labeled the handles so that we can pour out of these. This has a little spout and all that kind of stuff. We messed around with the pump bottles. The paint all gets junked up in the little pumpy thing, and you have to wash it all the time. These don't clog. We've been using them for 5 years now, so that's a good long time. But so we just pour this. Abby showed how to do that in our video where we revealed this, so you can see how to fill the paints. But these honey bottles make it amazing, and you can get an affiliate link and find those on Amazon. Okay, so but see the difference in between these two paints. This has got just a richness that's ridiculous, and then this is super kind of chalky. This does not have a finish on top of it, so it's very, very matte, okay? So now I'm going to show you, share with you how we get that look. And to do that, I need to introduce a line of paints. Okay, and this is how we store our paints. I have a bunch of these IKEA bins, and then we just put a big Post-it note on the front of it. So these are the media acrylics, and these are the DecoArt media acrylics. The first day that I used these on a project, and somewhere I'm looking for black, should have pulled that out, there we go, carbon black. The first day that I used these, my house had my studio in it about 7 years ago, and I came driving down the hill to our studio here in town, and I was just like, I'm not gonna live long enough to use these enough. Like, this is amazing product. These are incredible. I'm not hyping it. I'm not getting any money for it. I'm not anything about this. These little paints have no filler. So they are straight up pigment. They are straight up amazing. They will enrich your project. You can do, this guy. Things like this where you need glowing eyes. You can use them on projects like this. It just makes everything super rich because it's pigment. And pigment is the magic on paint. Okay, so what we're gonna do, talked about the paint, come over here and we're gonna show you how I got this effect on the rich one. Yes, I will. Thank you. Okay, so I've got my roller from last week. I did all of my prep for last week, so we did 3 projects last week, just showing how to get the different effects on them. And so I've got my last week roller just sitting over here, and it's in this plastic bag, and everything is still soft and moist and saved. So when you put this, now what I did wrong is I should have taken the handle off. Because if you keep the handle in the bag, it can get rusty and then it won't roll very well. So that's a pro tip right there. Okay, shake your paint. Number 28 paint. And I'm just gonna do a little sample board here. If I take my handle and my frame out, or my roller and my frame out, I will close up the bag and put a weight on it so that it doesn't dry out. If you leave it open and it gets dry, then you end up with crusty things all over your roller when you put it back in. Okay, so we're gonna go here, load our brush. Ha. Did you know that we have a video on that. Is it like 10 ways to apply paint to a stencil or something like that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and fingers are brushes, rollers are brushes, paper towels are brushes, like anything that you can apply paint with is a brush. Okay, so I'll go here, work it off on my palette paper, and then I'll roll it. I'm gonna roll it really soft. I want a thin coat, so if you want a heavy coat with your roller, here's another pro tip, then you heavy roll by pushing on it. Okay, I want just a soft amount of paint. So I'm not gonna push, and then I'll have it dry pretty quickly by not having it saturated. And then also another pro tip, if you roll off the edge instead of rolling towards yourself, when you roll towards yourself, you tend to drop down. When you roll off, it's easy to do almost like an airplane liftoff move. Sweeping the porch, I call it. When you sweep a porch, you always lift off at the end. And then sometimes I stipple with my roller if I can't get it to, if I got it a little bit too dry. And then evenly roll it. Okay, and back in my bag. Now we're gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna talk about why these pigments matter. And I am gonna leave the handle on just because I know I'm gonna take it right back out for one more coat. And I've got a fan going, so I will set this. Oh, sure. Last week we could do it, this week I can't. Ah! Okay, it's doing it. No blow dryer. Yes. Okay, so I want to talk about color. So this is a project that I did. This is our Farm Fresh eggs. It's got black antiquing around it. It's got black distressing through it and stuff like this. But I want to show you like what a difference this makes on a color besides black, because it's really a little bit difficult to see the difference. So I'll shake this up. Also, we had a flood at my studio 6 years ago. I got a Facebook reminder that told me the date. And I was definitely painting with these when I was at my house studio, and we had a flood there. And when that happened, I had to put all my paints and brushes away for like years. And they only recently came out, like a year and a half ago, I think. And so for 4 years, he sat up in the studio in like the part that was okay. And they just sat there and unair conditioned, unheated, just because there was nobody up there, nobody doing anything. And so these have been around. I do not have a new set, and they have lasted. They haven't hardened, they haven't done the things, so they're super durable as well, which I think is a really good testimony. You have any questions?
Yes, when finishing the back of a board, is it okay to do a mixture of paint and sealer?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's actually a good shortcut. That's a pro tip.
Yeah.
From our watchers.
Yeah, well, and Kat asked.
Hi, Kat.
And another Kat answered.
Oh,
So we have,
that's so
we have
cool.
2 cats today.
Yay. Okay, so why, you might ask, would you not want to just base coat with the really pure pigment? Well, so, I don't know. I have a price sticker on here from 6 years ago that says like $268. I'm not sure if this is price sticker. I don't know if this is the right price sticker. I don't know what they cost today. Everything has gone up like tremendously, so I'm not even gonna apologize about it. We don't carry this anymore. This is an affiliate link where it's straight onto DecoArt. Yeah,
It will be.
Just go to DecoArt, that's fine too. But this is expensive and it's not going to coat. So why you like a paint with a filler is because it will base coat for you. You saw my board, it based like in one coat. It's gonna do a really good job after the second coat, but it's just not very rich. Okay, so I would use this over the top of it, but if you use it over the top of something super textury, and this looks textury, but it's actually pretty smooth. You know, if you have like a rough board, this won't spread around as easily as I'm going to show you. So you're gonna like this technique. Okay.
Can I have that bottle, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna take our paper towel and we're gonna load it in last week's water because I still have not washed my brushes. Testimony to the dome brushes is they do sit sometimes for a week or two in the water. And let me grab this and we'll just talk about that for a second. These have been in here for, I don't know if can you get the, I guess you got it here, Steve. Yep. Okay, so those have been in there. It's really gross and junky. What happens is we leave and we go to lunch and then I don't make it back in here for the end of the week. And then these were hiding up past my tools and I didn't even see them. Okay, so we wet our paper towel in dirty water. We're gonna pick up our black. It's so rich, it's so pretty. Okay, and I'm gonna go right here on the tip of this. And then watch what happens. Just do one side. Like, look at the difference in that color. Like, that is incredible. And you can do the same if you wanted to enrich this. The difference in a brown, so your burnt umbers in this, I don't know if you've ever wanted to like give, like say you stain your wood with a water-based sealer or a water-based stain. If you do water-based stain and then you want to like antique it with these paints in either or, they're never rich enough. So these make everything really, really, really rich and it makes it look like you used oil paint. And that is just like a super secret, awesome tip to make something look like it's so expensive. And it's just gonna make you money. It's going to make your gifting better. It's gonna make your art better that you hang on your own wall. It's gonna be good all the way around. Okay, so I'll move this. We get our second coat, but we gotta do something in between our second coat. So listen to the sound of how rough this is. And it's not really raised, it's just enough to be irritated. I'll show you the back side. Listen to this. And then listen to this. Okay, I'm not doing anything different. It's just a lot rougher. So I'm gonna take, in order to make this really make it rich, I'm gonna take my, I think this is the 2000 grit. Yes, 2000 grit sandpaper. And I'm just gonna go all over. And listen to this just after that amount of effort. Ready? So this is the rough. This is the smooth. Amazing. Okay, so then I'll get the other side. Very little effort, no sweat. I'm not doing, sanding is my cardio right now. I'll wipe off any residual, like fine stuff, and we'll do a second coat. So the reason I'm keeping this smooth is because I want richness all the way over it. I don't want any bubbles showing, like when you roll, you can have some like little raised little bubble texture. I don't want any of that. So I'll reload my paint. Sweep off the edge. And then I always just turn it around and sweep off the edge the other way. This will keep your edges clean too. Okay.
The paint I'm not finding on Amazon, but I did find it directly on DecoArt's
Yes.
site. So it is on there, and it looks like for a 1 ounce bottle, it's $3.38.
Okay, so it's gone up about a third, but in like 7 years. So it's been at least, I know it's been 6 years because my husband injured his shoulder, and the thing on Facebook was showing like that process on the images and stuff like that. And so that was like because of the flood, he injured his shoulder. So that's why I know that, not because like I was like, yay, I flooded my studio. Woohoo! Okay, so this needs to dry. And do we have questions about any of this stuff? Do you guys have questions about this?
Lori asked, besides black, what other colors would be good to get?
I would say absolutely the browns. So let me show you a couple of these colors. This is, okay, these are names you cannot, they're artist names. So these are their like artist lines. This is quinacridone violet. Let me get that a shake. I know I haven't touched this one for a while, but when this comes out, look at the beautiful ruby color that this is. And I'm just gonna play on here. Like all of the rich colors and any of the colors that you really like. So I'm gonna go in this area right here, and I'm just going to take a little dabble do ya. Oh, look at that. Dustin, can you see that? Like look how-
It's like a really rich fuchsia.
Really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not gonna be electric. That's what I love about these colors is they make, I don't know, they're just so good at glazing. Okay, so I'm gonna go right here and add this. Look what it does to that red. And then I'm gonna keep it out of here. Man.
More examples would be that snowman video and
Yeah, use that snowman. It's really going to depend on what you're painting.
Yeah.
If you paint a lot for Christmas, then getting one that is
your greens and your reds and the things like that. Yes, exactly.
Or if you do a lot of snowmen.
So this guy right here, this was doing in the blues and the purples, and this is a video on our YouTube channel, so you can look that up, and you can search on YouTube on our channel, so you can look up the specific lessons. So look for Mr. Let It Snow. And but look at the glazing right there. It's just really vibrant and really shows off. So that's what we're after here, is the showing off of things. Showcasing, I guess, is another.
And the link I shared for the black will take you to the page that shows all of the colors. So there's a wide variety of colors that you can get, and it'll show you what different options you have. It's not just for this one.
I'm gonna go way down here, and I'm gonna give that a little bit of a sand.
Patty asked if the paints are opaque.
They are not opaque. They are glaze paints. I would call them a glaze paint. Steve, can you get this right here, or do I need to move up?
just a touch.
Okay. All right, so this is an example of a water-based stain. And let me get out, this is our burnt umber. If I wanted to antique this and have it be richer, just spitting that out on the palette is glorious.
Just seeing the black up there next to the other black.
Yeah.
Just that.
So pretty. Okay, so if I went into this color, then you can see the richness just really shines. And you can build that up. Can you get this corner?
Dustin, go over there.
Can you? So that is making this, it's giving this whole little corner right here just so much richness. So
Yeah.
the neat thing about it is if you use just a little bit, then you'll get a whole lot of bang. And I am not selling you paints right now. I am not doing that. That is not what I'm after. And then you can layer them and make them richer. I am selling you a technique is what I'm doing. I would buy that for $1 million.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
It just absolutely changes the entire look of your project. If you needed to, and you can do it with your stencil in place. So if you needed to, you could take your brush and you could load it into a stencil brush and you could deepen the bases of your greens. You can just really accent whatever you wanted. When I come back over here to the red, you can tell exactly where I did that. And then if I wanted to on my other areas, I could pick up my browns, and then I could warm up where I sanded. And look at the difference between that to that. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, neat.
Madeline says that the media line is especially good in multimedia pieces as well, and it's really great for layering.
Yeah. If you are a mixed media artist, multimedia artist, you want these in your life because they're magic.
Yeah.
I know there's a million things that they do that I don't know about.
We're always looking for new ways to use them, so if you guys
you
use
guys
them
have
on your
ways,
pod, yes,
please share.
let us know so we can use them more.
Betcha. I'm gonna give it one shot with the blow dryer. Hang on. Again?
The iridescent.
Oh, yeah. They also have iridescence. Let me show you that. They're called interference mediums. I don't know why. They look white when you do them. Right here, let's pull this guy forward. And we'll just pick up a little bit of that iridescent. And then you can see, ooh. So see how that looks blue on your black? If you did it on the light color, it changes to like a soft, like violet. And so it's just a little hint of a color, and you can layer that and you can make it more and more.
Deb said that she used them, or she just painted river rocks, and that would have been great to go over the river
That would
rocks.
be so good.
For like water over top of them.
Okay, so let's go on to our board, and if it's cold, it's wet. Mine is very cold.
Well, I can talk.
Okay.
We haven't talked about our,
Can I go over here and make that happen?
I don't know, go ahead and try.
Can you hear?
What do you think, Steve?
Yeah.
Can you hear something? Okay. So we really haven't talked a lot about our YouTube channel today. We have hundreds of videos over on our YouTube channel. We do new releases practically every week. Last week we released a tutorial on sanding between your layers of varnishing. So it's how to get a really professional finished product. And then this week's video is going to be 5 ways to varnish, so that if you have varnish questions, we have this new video coming out. We have the one from last week, and we've made an entire new playlist. So if you want to find something for varnish, go look at our playlist, and there's a playlist for that. And we have dozens of playlists. Ask Steve how he knows.
Hey, Steve, how do you know?
Steve's been working on some of our playlists for us, but we have dozens of playlists. So if you want snowman, we have a snowman playlist. We have a Christmas playlist. We have a fall playlist. So if there's something specific that you're looking for inspiration for, or a specific technique, then there's a good chance that we have a playlist for it.
By combining everything into a playlist, what happens is we say, like, these techniques are all the same, or here's, if you want snowmen, here's where you find them, or if you want crackle background mediums, those are all together. So whatever lesson, whatever kind of theme, and we try to make sure we break every one of the projects. So if I'm painting this project, this has got chicken wire, layered stencils, texture background, crackling, all kinds of
How to hang your project, like
how to
that.
hang your project. And so what we do is we make a how to hang your project playlist, how to crackle playlist, how to layer stencils playlist. And so then you can get the
Farmhouse
lesson.
playlist, yep.
You don't have to look at this and wonder if you're going to learn that.
Yeah.
So the playlists are how you can find out what you're going to learn. And
Yeah.
that's, or theme like chickens.
Yes.
You know, or something like that. Tall porch signs.
Yep.
You know, that kind of thing. Okay, so we're going to do sanding one more time, and then we're going to get to the guts of this. Okay, so just the same exact thing. This is what second coat sounds like. And this is what second coat sand sounds like. Okay. Super easy to do. 2000 grit sandpaper. Feel for any leftover straggly areas that you didn't hit, excuse me. Who is ready for fall?
Me. Choose me. Steve, a lot of our viewers are thanking you for your hard work on the playlists.
He does work very hard, guys. Okay, so we are going to go into our black and we are going to grab Mystery Tool. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so this is a lint-free paper towel, okay, basically. So this is the Scott, is this Scott?
I have, let me
Blue
see.
paper towels. If you know the name of these, I don't have the packaging, so, but they are the ones that you see everywhere. But the blue paper towels.
Usually those called shop paper.
Shop
Yeah,
towels.
I have,
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking. So, I'm gonna take out clean water.
They are Scott.
The ones
There you
that
go.
we have an affiliate link for. So.
Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna put some clean water on my paper towel because we're doing an actual thing. And I'm gonna get a little bit bigger area. These ketchup bottles for a little bit of water, magic. You can dribble out dots of water. If you need just little droplets, then get it in the squirt bottle. And I'm not using any special water, it's just the tap water that we have here, which is horrible tap water. Gonna get my wet paper towel applicator. And you could use a sponge if you wanted to, but it would soak up more paint, and I don't want to waste the paint. And then you just rub this paint over your surface. You could do it once or you could do it twice. You know, just depending on the richness and how, you know, whatever your black is, you could do this over any of the craft paints. The wet is just keeping the paint moving. This is just such a better look. Just really love a rich black. Okay, a little bit more water. They're water-based. Okay, so I'm going to even it out just a little bit. Such an expensive applicator, right?
Those are the best.
I love cheap, good tricks. Okay, so now we let this dry, and if I wanted to do a second coat, that's how you make rich, dark blacks. And this is what they look like dry. And if I have room, right there.
Yeah, it's such a difference.
Such a good technique.
Very.
You guys, thank you so much for
Yes.
joining us, and we are super excited. Next week, we're going to show you a different background technique, and you're going to love it. It's a weird one. It's a messy one, but you're going to love it because you can take it and do so many things with it. We will see you on Tuesday.